Hello YouTube, this is Frank from Happy Coder, and today in this video I would like to do a project walkthrough of this personal project I've been working on, and the name of the project is called Project Muse. And the reason why I'm naming my Project Muse is because I'm heavily inspired by the author of the book The World of Art, whose name is Stephen Pressfield. And in this book he was using the term muse, which is personification of artistic inspirations in the Greek mythology. He was saying that it is this concept of muse that has been inspiring artists to create great works. And personally, I've been taking up drawing as a hobby for years, and the idea of this project is very simple. And the gist of this application is supposed to be, an artistic diary for artists, so that hopefully it can inspire you to draw every day. And every day or every drawing session after you've created something, you're supposed to either take a photo or export a thumbnail and upload the image to this web app. And over the time you're going to have a record of all the entries of how far you have come along. And hopefully, because the application is going to organize your progression images by project names, after you have finished an artwork, you can just refer back to this application, and it's going to present to you, step by step how far you have come along in terms of this artistic endeavor. And without further ado, let's just jump into the project walkthrough. I have separated the progression of the development of this application into multiple phases, which is something that a lot of tech companies do, like using the agile methodology. I would consider what I have so far to be the end of phase one, which in other words, this application has the bare bone, most essential functionalities that I want to implement. And now let's delve into the project walkthrough. Alright guys, so right here on the screen you can see this is the current stage of the Project Muse. Just from a high level overview, the application right now can be divided into 3 different components. So right here is the calendar component, where each day of the calendar is going to be highlighted in green if on that day you have posted an entry to the application. And this is inspired by the commit squares that the website GitHub uses, and I found it to be a very good motivator for artists. If you have this rewarding visual indicator going on, it's more likely for an artist to keep his streak and just wanting to create a little bit of art on a daily basis. I found that to be a very good motivator. And on the right hand side we have the new entry component, and it's going to tell you what the current date is, and it has several input components where you can input the name of the project, and you can add a few tags so that in the future you can do query based on the tags. And you have a text area that allows you to add detailed notes about what's so special about today's entry. And at the bottom you have the file input element, which allows you to upload an image. And finally you have the submit button, which obviously posts the newly composed entry to the backend as a record. And right here you have the most recent entries component, and it's going to have a list of the most recent entries that the user have posted. And you can just click on any of the entries and it's going to pop up a modal. And right here, these are all fake data. I'm going to do a demo on how this thing works in a second, but right now I just want you guys to see how the model works. And speaking of the demo, one thing that is special about this project is, instead of having my previous stack, which is to use Express.js as my backend and MongoDB as my database, for this project I'm just using Google Firebase as my all-in-one solution for all my backend activities, which include RESTful API, my database, and all my hosting. So with that said, let's go to my Firebase and clear all the fake data so that I can do a demo on how you can post a new entry. So let's go to my Firebase console, And for the sake of privacy, I might need to blur a lot of the personal informations. And let's go to database, real-time database, and just delete this whole entries tree. And let's also go to storage and delete anything that is under the images folder. Now we have cleared all the fake data. Let's refresh the app, and as you can see in the recent entries container there are no data, and just ignore this button for now. And now let's try to post a new entry, and for this entry let's name the project name as Dragon Quest 8 illustration, and in the text we're gonna do, let's say, Dragon Quest drawing, and in the notes we're gonna say finished the penciling and inking, about to start on coloring. And now let's hit the browse tab and go to the folder and pick the image that we would like to upload. And you will see that we're gonna have a preview of the image right here, and we're gonna hit submit. And after we hit the submit button, you can see that the most recent entry has shown up in the most recent entries component area, and also today's date has been highlighted in green because we have just posted an entry on this date. And we can always click on the view entry to have a more detailed look on this entry. And the objective for the phase 1 is pretty much just to have a bare minimum user interface and to be able to compose an entry and post that entry to the backend. And we can always go to the Firebase backend and examine the data we have just posted. In the real-time database, we can see that under entries, with the aforementioned information that we have specified, and in the storage under images and the project name, we can see that we have this image that we have just posted. And I would also like to share with you guys what my vision is for phase 2. For phase 2, I would like to implement the user authorization so that different users, after they have logged in their preferred method, they're going to have their unique set of data so that this application is truly personal. Alright guys, so that was the project walkthrough of the phase 1 of Project Muse. I hope you found it to be informative, and if you take an interest in the development of this application, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be putting more further updates of this application inside of this very playlist. With that said, please subscribe to the channel for more JavaScript related content, and I will see all of you in next week's video. Bye bye.